What's going on, South Fam? It's your boy Science3 back at it again with another video. Now know what you're thinking. Yo, why aren't you playing Mortal Kombat or doing Overwatch Saturdays right now? I honestly forgot all about my game and stuff. I was gonna do Mortal Kombat earlier, but then I had to make the video and then I got distracted and whatnot. But it's alright. Because technically since it's Sunday, and I was gonna say tomorrow, but technically today, later on, Sunday tonight, I don't look, man. Just later, all right. Just Sunday. This right now, it's Sunday night, like around like 8 p.m. somewhere around there. I'll make a. I don't know. Maybe I should. I'm thinking I'll do the Overwatch stream first since I missed that technically yesterday, and then I'll do the Mortal Kombat video um, later on, or I could just do both. But I'll see what I can do, and keep you guys informed. But I actually want to talk about. I want to review, my CW shows. I haven't reviewed them for so long, so I just thought, might be a good time to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with The Flash because that's just my biggest one right there. Oh, and by the way, I shouldn't even say like you're gonna get spoiled. Like if you don't watch The Flash, like what are you doing with your life? Like not to say like um you should only be watching it, but you know. Anyway, yeah, The Flash. I'm gonna go ahead and start with that. Review. Let's see. So, I actually finished the shows when they ended, and I'm just now watching Stargirl, but that'll be a whole nother video review that for what the last couple of episodes of that have been. But for now, I'm gonna do the last couple of shows. But actually, as you probably all know, Arrow has officially been ended. I honestly liked the show. It was a good show. I did like how I liked how everyone came for our funeral, and then the future for whatever was going to be. It was just like kind of undetermined, or it was all like new steps into that. And yeah, I even liked when John Diggle, the Green Lantern, I came down from space, and John Diggle, I looked into it and he saw the ring that he was eventually going to use, which when you think about it was kind of I want to say ironic is the word I'm looking for. I don't know, but if you guys remember in one of the episodes in Elseworlds, the Earth 90 Flash had told John that he wasn't wearing his ring because in that universe, John Diggle didn't have a Green Lantern ring, and he was like, "What? What ring?" But I did like how they ended it with John Diggle getting a Green Lantern ring. Speaking of which, I'm kind of excited that if they'll actually make a Green Lantern show around that, spin off or whatever they choose to do with that. That's on what the creators of the CW want to do. Anyways, yeah, The Arrow, it was a good show. Um, a lot of people say they liked the first 4 to 5 seasons better. I don't know. I just liked all the seasons personally because they just kind of wanted me to get back to the show even more. And even when I didn't even know about the show till I started watching like season 4, season 5, I had to, even when I was catching up, I was like, man, this is like a really good show. Like I generally enjoy it. The cast was amazing. The story was even more like exciting, and it had all these twists and turns and whatnot, and it was good overall. I liked it. Um, Now I gotta get back to The Flash, how it ended. The new villain that's kind of like, it's like this Mirror Master thing kind of thing, but like, I don't know, evolved, you'd say. You could say, I guess. Basically, it's Mirror Master, but evolved. What's her name? Ava McCulloch. She's like this new villain that's supposed. I don't even know why I use that quotes. Just don't mind that. But she's supposed to be like the new villain for whatever they do next season, and it's. I'm not gonna lie. Like I do kind of like this new feeling of the new villain because it already has like kind of a story behind it that's getting explained while having a story that's ahead of it. And I do like, if anyone knows, like all of the shows have left on a, except for Arrow, left on a cliffhanger. Batwoman, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, they all left on cliffhangers. Supergirl, yeah, they all left on cliffhangers, and I was just like, wow, that's kind of, I want to say new, because season finales they usually have like this big happy ending for everyone, and maybe like a tiny like the cliffhangers they would do is like it'd be a happy ending and then something for like a whole new story, a whole new genre of whatever they're gonna do for the next season. For these cliffhangers, they were kind of like mid-season finale cliffhangers because of that's how you would leave mid-season cliffhangers. Like the Flash, you know, Iris and hold on, I always forget that girl name. Um, Iris and her other reporter friend. They they don't get out of the mirror realm, which you'd expect them to do after like another couple episodes. But because of recent events, they'd have to live they had to leave it on a cliffhanger. And honestly, that's I I'd say like I'm not gonna say like I'm mad at it, because I can't be mad at a cliffhanger, it'll want me to come back when the show comes back itself. So I guess mostly I'm just like, oh man, I was really expecting, a big happy ending, and then it just kind of left me like that. But it's okay, cause when it comes back, I'll be able to get hyped again, I guess. Um, yeah. So season, what are we in? Season 6, I believe we're in. Yep, we're in season 6, and going into season 7, I'm kind of more excited about the whole thing with Nash Wells and the other Wells being um in his like soul, or just like in his being. They survived off of him, or that's what like a lot of people are saying, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm also excited to see how Barry and Iris are going to, get back, how Barry's gonna get back Iris, and Iris how's she gonna get back to the regular world, and not the mirror world. Like, what did they call it, a realm? I think they called it the mirror realm. I'm not totally sure, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they tend to do with this next season going forward. I'm trying to think of that reporter's name. Oh, her name's Camilla. Okay, yeah, Iris and Camilla are stuck in the mirror realm. But like I said, I'm excited, to see what they do with this next season. Um, I honestly hope that in the next season they'll find a way to either complete the artificial Speed Force for Barry, or somehow the regular Speed Force comes back, or maybe they'll do a thing on Barry creating his own Speed Force, and maybe he'll be like in the comics, it was said that like Barry was the one that gave himself his own powers. So maybe they'll try and go that route for the next season. And even if they don't, I just want to see Barry being able to get the Speed Force back, you know, so that, he can save people again the way he used to, or just save people in general. But anyways, let's see. I think that's it for the Flash. Reviews, I like the entire season as a whole, really. Um, I didn't really get to see much of Caitlyn or Killer Frost in the episodes. You'd only like see them in a couple of scenes. Killer Frost more than Caitlyn. But honestly, I really want to see more of Killer Frost, because her story is just like really different than what she is in the comics and what she is in the TV shows. So, I just want to see her character more and just develop over time. Um, Ralph, um, Ralph, he's just kind of funny to me, like he's a funny guy to me. And I know recently there have been some things with the actor of Ralph Dibny, and that he might not get to play that part again. But, you know, I guess we'll just see it, what happens. But if he doesn't get to play the part, I am kind of saddened, because Ralph Dibny is a really good character in the show. And, yeah, but if he does get back, I'll be excited, get him back. Um, the main three, Cisco, Kaylin, and Barry, they're, all their stories to me are like are like building on more of what, who they are as people, because for so long, they've been like this team that just stops the bad guys, or helps Barry, or has their own powers and has their own endeavors, but now we're like kind of really getting to see like who they really are, and what future they kind of like have in store for them. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Um, Iris and her news team, with Camilla and Allegra. Yeah, that whole like girl power thing, that's cool. Honestly, I'm behind it. Uh, I support it like 100% of the way, and it's really got me like intrigued, and interested, and I kind of want to see more of that. We did get to see a lot of that in I think season 5, but I kind of want to see more. It's just kind of exciting to me. Anyways, let's get to the next show. Uh, for my last final words for The Flash, I'm excited to what the show brings and whatever they decide to do with the outcome of how they're gonna deal with this whole situation. Next show, I'm gonna go ahead and go to Batwoman. So, in the series finale for Batwoman, um, Kate Kane she kind of like deals with her sister a lot more in this season, I think, which it is what season 1 of the entire show. So I guess it makes sense. But I think the entire season was more revolved around Lucius Fox and getting the book to destroy Batman, which I actually thought was interesting because it seemed to me like the only way to destroy Batman was to get kryptonite and kill Superman. So that's that's just like my theory, or what not my theory, but it's just what I kind of took on that, and what I think the show was trying to say. Like, Batman is basically invulnerable, but Superman has one weakness, and you know, it's just that's just what that is. But honestly, or maybe not, it could be like the bat suit is like, I mean, is vulnerable to kryptonite. I'm not totally sure, but whatever the take is on it, it was pretty interesting, you know, because you wouldn't expect kryptonite to affect Batman in any way. You know, it would only affect Superman and Supergirl. But, you know, I guess that's just how they wanted the story to develop. And that's, uh, so I found it interesting when, Kate's, dad, Commissioner, or, Commander Kane, um, was going to declare war on Batwoman. And, you know, since he doesn't know that's his own daughter, he was just willing to, you know, open fire, or, you know, even go as far as to kill or hurt Batwoman, which you wouldn't think would happen since Commissioner Gordon and Batman got along so well, or, you know, were good accomplices, or not accomplices, associates. And yeah, that was kind of weird to me. You know, even during like the whole fight trying to capture the bad guy, like it just seemed weird to me. But I guess that's just what that is. So I guess he's officially formed the war on Batwoman, and now considers a full-on criminal, which I don't think would make sense, because all Batwoman has ever tried to do was stop the bad guys and put them away, you know, and most of the time she did help with that. But I guess he just kind of sees it as this person wearing a mask, and that's just the only thing it comes down to, and like he doesn't know that person well, so he just assumes like that they're working on an angle or something. But you know, that's just not always true. So the characters, Kate's sister, almost forgot about her, Alice. She well, apparently they have the glasses to figure out the entire book, but in the end she kills Mouse because she um doesn't want to leave Gotham, or wants to start a new life with him. And she just kind of wants revenge on her sister, is what I think, personally. But, you know, that could be taken as anything. I thought it was kind of like I get it, like she's evil, she's a villain, but it's just like, Mouse was kind of like the only person that was there for her when she got trapped in that basement. So it was kind of heavy that she would actually just kill like, or yeah, she'd kill like her best friend, you know, because that's basically what she was to him. And man, that situation was just like real, like surreal. But I did, however, like that this entire show just like kind of really points, like try to get its points out that even though you go over that line, it doesn't necessarily make you a bad person, you know. Because when Kate, she stepped over the line and, you know, killed the man who kept her sister prisoner for all those years, and she, you know, couldn't like, she couldn't function right, you know. She had started having like, I think, anxieties and stuff, you know. It's just so, but she didn't realize that even Batman had crossed that line and killed the Joker. And so that was kind of like the real reason he wasn't around for 3 years, because he had finally went over the line that he's never supposed to cross. And he disappears for 3 years thinking that it's better for him not to be there than to face whatever may come to him. But yeah, that's just, it was pretty great. I also liked how they finally gave us the face for Bruce Wayne, you know, because before we didn't even know what he looked like, and now we do, you know. I think they should get the real Bruce Wayne to come back after all those years and finally take his mantle back as Batman, because that would be a really great thing to see. You know, everybody wants to see that. And it would be an even better setup for another crossover, you know. Which, thinking about it, I don't know how they're going to do a crossover better than Infinite Earths, you know. I loved Infinite Earths was like a really good crossover. And I generally enjoyed how I liked when how they had you got the first three parts, um and then the last two you got at kind of like in the end of winter. So like beginning of winter you get the first three, and then you get the last two. So I thought that was like really um I want to say like clever, not clever, but just like it was a unique way to kind of, you know, get the shows on, you know, a different kind of path, because before you'd have the first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, all just kind of connecting into one big crossover. But with this one, you have so many heroes that you kind of had to like, they kind of had to like splice them down into the first three and the last two into going into the last part of winter. And you know, that was very unique, you know, it was very different, and I liked it a lot. um in Crisis Infinite Earth, I love the, after watching the entire um you know thing, it, I loved it, you know. I was like hyped up the entire time anything was on, you know. Crisis Part 1, hyped. Like, I loved seeing all these different heroes from all these different worlds just come together into one, for one purpose, which is to defeat the Anti-Monitor. And I also loved how they introduced us to the Paragons finally, because like in the comics, they had the Paragons in there as well, like Barry and Oliver. You know, it was, and it just, it fit everyone really well. You know, when one pair, like, you know, when one Paragon was like kind of not there, their symbol, you know, like the paragon of hope. When she was hopeless, she kind of had to, gain that hope back. And I just kind of loved seeing how that was really how that all came together. It was really interesting. But anyway, back to Batwoman. Yeah, the show's good. Loved how all the characters were like, all the cast was again great, great job. You know, big thumbs up, two, two thumbs up. The story again, a lot of twists and turns, and it was honestly very, you know, very cool to see how the characters would develop over this one entire season, and how things would escalate so quickly. You know, it was very great to see, and I really can't wait what they try to do with the next season. You know, maybe they'll try to introduce us to the real Bruce Wayne, or they'll try to introduce us to more, um, or I heard that they're actually recasting Batwoman right now, so maybe we'll see a lot of the new Batwoman kind of throwing little snippets, little bits and pieces of the old Batwoman Kate Kane, and see where that goes, and just kind of hope for the best for the show, because right now for me it's looking pretty good, uh, looking real decent. So next show I'm going to talk about Supergirl, and then Legends last. So for Supergirl, they left off with um, what did they leave off with? They left off with no Supergirl. They left off with Lena trying to help Kara with Lex, and trying to stop him from whatever he's planning with Leviathan. And yeah, I kind of want to talk about the suit, because I like it. I even liked how they did the whole nanotech thing, like what they did with Tony Stark and Marvel. Not that I'm saying like it was copied or anything, but I did like how they kind of input that into their show, and gave Kara nanotech for whenever she needs her suit. She doesn't have to like do the whole Superman unbutton thing, and just take out the glasses. You're Supergirl, I guess. I didn't really, you didn't really get to see like her not transform. You didn't really see her get to change into it a lot though. Like you'd see her 1 minute as Kara, and then 1 minute as Supergirl, and it would change back and forth from that. But yeah, I would have really loved to see Kara changing outfits. That would have been really cool. But on to like the season finale. I did like how I actually liked how they did what they did with Kara and Lena. Like through the entire season, it was like the struggle between friendship with them, and what they are to each other. Cause like 1 minute they could be working as um, associates, next minute they could be hated enemies. So it was just kind of the shift between Lena and getting her to kind of lean into like being friends with Kara. And I loved how season finale they finally made her realize like, oh, I finally realized you're not the bad guy, Lex is. And which is true. Um, I also like how they gave Lena, this character, a story arc that would kind of be like It was like almost edgy when you think about it. Um, it was very, it was really great to see how this character could have built so much, and gone through a lot of things in the season. Um, yeah, it's I liked how they did what they did with Lena is they made her friends with Kara and you know even made her struggle. Like they made her the new Lex Luthor, and then um, made her not want to be so evil in the end. And I don't know if this is just like actually no. Yeah, it was pretty great to see that. Kara, she's just throughout the entire season, the only thing that's like kind of surrounding Kara is trying to be friends with Lena again, and helping her with whatever she wants or needs, cause that's kind of what all Kara wants. And yeah, it was like really cool to see that kind of friendship just take so many struggles at hand and just figuring out how to deal with them. And it was really cool to watch, really. Um, Brainy and Nia throughout the entire show, I, I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely loved what they did with that. Like it was great, and recommend that they keep that kind of coupley kind of figure thing going on. But yeah, it's I loved what they did with the coupley turn. It was pretty cool to see. I did kind of hate how Brainy had to just, give up his basically his humanity, even though he was kind of like a robot from like the 22nd century or 23rd. I forgot where he's from. All I know is it's from the future. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, I loved what they did with the whole characters, the entire cast. Again, like, I'm gonna just say it. The entire cast of all the CW shows are absolutely phenomenal and just overall great at what they do. Bringing the characters to life, making us the fans feel like the characters are real, and it's just yeah, it's great, really. So the show, I want to say, it probably could have taken a different route. I did like when they brought back Mr. Mixopidolix. I forgot. I think that's how you say it, Mr. Mixopidolix. And I did like how they brought him back because he was in the duet with. Wait, was that him? I think that was him. Oh, no, 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 no. Wait. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was him. Um, he was in the duet with Barry and Cara, and they did the whole musical thing. It was pretty great, actually. I love that too. Um, I think the yeah. Again, I think the entire show did pretty good. I think honestly they could have done. I feel like they could have done like better with John's and McGowan's story. It just kind of didn't feel right to me, because you wouldn't really see too much of John, and in a lot of episodes. And I would have loved to see more of him and McGowan since McGowan came back. I also didn't like how they made Magan John's love interest, because I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be like his niece, like in the TV shows and in the comics. I'm not totally sure. I'll have to look it up later, but yeah, I kind of don't like how they made her love interest. I mean, I know she's like a full grown adult now, but that's just kind of weird to me. But anyways, it was overall it was still a good show. You know, I think the entire show had a lot of story arcs and a lot of things to talk about in the show, and it was really great to see how that kind of went into what the situations were, because that was nice. Um, but anyway, on to the last but not least show, Legends of Tomorrow. So, in the Legends finale, um, they had, they were trying to defeat the Looms of Fate, or Deface, and then trying to defeat the Loom. And throughout the entire show, like, it's just, if you watch The Legends of Tomorrow, it does kind of get confusing with timelines, parallel universes, you name it. But I think I could follow the show like pretty well, you know, up to certain points, and um, it kind of made sense to me at least. Um, so this season finale had the they actually defeated the Looms, and they went to kind of celebrate that. And oh yeah, and they had in the season, both the Saris were kind of like physically there in being, because like the first Zari, I'm gonna say the OG Zari for original, and the new generation Zari. So the OG Zari went into the totem to, because of the timeline change and whatnot. And then in the new generation Zari, she came because she was already part of the story, but it was like it's a different her from a different parallel universe, I guess you could say, or different parallel timeline. Um, and the new generations are is kind of like a tech mogul or social media mogul, and or social media influencer. And she, the new generations are is actually helped the team a lot since the first time she went on to the ship, and the first adventure they had. So she's definitely grown a lot. Um, the new generations are with Constantine. Mm, not that it's gonna work out, but I'm just saying, like, Constantine doesn't really have the best history when it comes to love interests or just people he cares about, and it's just one of the things that's he does best is just kind of deal in the it's not mystic arts, it's more of the dark demonic arts, and that's just what he deals in. But yeah, it was kind of like new for me because I didn't really see it at all on the entire season, you know and the only time they were like really together alone is like when they were getting out of that little zombie situation. That was like the only time. But other than that, I don't really remember them being alone or having screen time or just generally being with each other without the entire team. Um, I did like how they brought back OG Zari with Nate, kind of reunite him with his love interest, his original love interest, and not the new Zari. Um, it's just, I was kind of sad when she had to go back in her totem, just like the rest of the legends. I was like, oh, that bites, man. Like, she didn't really have to go. Like, that's just, yeah, and, the explanation, like, it seemed vivid to me, because in OG Czar's timeline, Bayrod was dead, but in New Generation Czar's life, he's alive. Um, so she kind of has to go back because it's either that or letting her brother die, or just kind of suffer through the timelines. But yeah, it was like really, like, it was sweet, but it was just like, man, that's just sad that you have to go. Like, um, yeah. At the end, I kind of didn't like how Sarah just kind of gets abducted by aliens out of nowhere. Like, it just kind of happens. Like, um, like, I get it. It's kind of like the season finale, but and you need like a cliffhanger just like you did the other shows. But it just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, the other cliffhangers made sense. Like in Supergirl's cliffhanger, um, they had they what did they have? So, with Supergirl's ending, you had Lex give um the energy that Brainy has literally gave his life for, gave it to his mother. And to me, that kind of was just like, wow. Like, that cliffhanger just left me in shock. With the Flash cliffhanger you had, but it just made sense in Supergirl, because Lex is evil, his mom's kind of like double evil, but or whatever. In the Flash, you cliff on kit, blah. In the Flash cliffhanger, you had Iris kind of develop mirror powers just like Ava McCulloch did, and again, it made sense because she got stuck in that mirrorverse, um, because of Ava, and now she's kind of developing her own powers. Which, if she does get mirror powers, that should be a really cool development to see, Batwoman's Cliff, oh, cliffhanger. You had the Bruce Wayne, um, look-alike thing with, Hush, and I guess it did make sense because, she made any face she could. She chose Bruce Wayne so he could live another life as him and just kind of be him, I guess. But, or whatever. But it made sense. But getting abducted by aliens just like out of nowhere, like, where did they come from? What was the story behind that? Like, um, the only explanation I could even give is like, um, it was like in the TV show that they were stuck in and they were trying to kill an alien race or something. But that doesn't really work anyway. So, um, yeah, it kind of just left me like confused. Like all the other cliffhangers left me in shock, and this one cliffhanger, this one cliffhanger just kind of left me confused. I was just like, what? Where did that even come from? What? You know? Yeah, it was overall the show was I liked the story of Charlie basically trying to get the loom back from her sisters and just kind of developing her own character style and not um being what she thought was just like destined for her and her choosing her own destiny. I kind of like that, for her. I even liked when she was like facing her sister and she kind of reunited with her and just, that story was just really amazing to me. Mick, I feel like we got to see more of his softer side, since he's had this daughter. We got to see a more softer side of Rick, Mick, and it just I said Rick because his last name's Roy. My bad, but yeah, we just got to see a more gentle, kind of caring side for him. And it was really cool to see for me at least. Um, yeah, I like that a lot. The story of Legends of Tomorrow, it was very interesting to say the least. It was definitely different. It wasn't something that I expected at all. I honestly thought that they were going to kill all the loom, not the looms. They were going to kill Charlie's sisters, leave Charlie, um, destroy the loom, and then get things back to normal. And then they'd have some sort of cliffhanger. Or maybe just the same cliffhanger hangover and have Sarah abducted by aliens. Or whatever. But, it just, I guess it did surprise me what the story was like. Um, it was, yeah, the show, I liked it a lot. And I'm excited to see what comes next for that season. How they explain like this whole alien situation. What um if Sarah would be kidnapped along because they didn't even really notice that she was getting kidnapped by aliens. Um, if Sarah will escape the aliens either like, before it's too late. Um, yeah, again, I'm just really excited to see what they do with this, What's next for the Legends? I have no idea, but it's definitely gonna be a journey, just like the other shows. Um, Now, all these shows as a series, they were really, they've been really great so far. I've loved every moment of it so far, and I really just can't wait to see how they pick up on these cliffhangers, what they decide to do with the characters, and what kind of story arcs will be told, and just overall, what hype they gonna bring. Like, you know, uh, I'm excited for whatever if they decide to do a crossover for next seasons. What kind of crossover it'll be? Because Crossings on Infinite Earth seems like the biggest crossover. Like even in the comics, it was like the biggest crossover. So, I'm hoping that this coming year, they'll have a Green Lantern show out. If not this coming year, then we'll have it. We should for sure have one 2021. I looked online. I think it says something like that. Oh, and there's like a new Superman and Lois show coming out in 2021 too. So I'm definitely excited about that. See where things will be. I'm excited to see how they're gonna kind of shift things into that and see how they do with those characters, because Superman and Lois are like the power couple of DC, and just it'll be an exciting development and a really cool thing to see once it comes out. Yeah, I'm excited for the new shows. Stargirl's out, you guys go watch that. I'm liking the show so far. Again, I'll make another video on that whole thing with the episodes so far. Maybe, I'm thinking maybe on Tuesday after, I don't know, I'll decide if it's on Tuesday or before after I watch, like, I'll either do it after I watch the episode or before, so I'll figure that out. Yeah, the show's been really great, and yeah, that's kind of like my take on the entire thing. It's really great. It was really great to see what they did with the characters and the stories again, and it was really exciting to see how they developed um the villains on the show too. They were really great for that time being, and just hopefully we just get to see our happy ending that we've been waiting on. And yeah, it should be a really great thing to see. Anyways, yeah. So that's my review for all the CW shows. I do miss Arrow, like I said. But I think will be okay. You can stream it on Netflix. So if you ever want to go back to the episodes, you can go ahead and do that. I'll probably do that this summer. Try to try to see if I want to do that. Yeah. That's it for this video, I guess. I actually keep forgetting. And before I forget one more time, if you guys remember a couple vlogs back, I did a video on me going go-karting with the boys, and I never posted the results, so the results will probably be like here or here, somewhere around here. Yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed, I'm glad I talked, wait, no, I've enjoyed this review, on the show so far. It's been really great, and can't wait to see what they do with the next seasons. Anyway, that'll be it for this video. As far as the gaming videos, like I said, I should have another one up by tomorrow. I'm not totally sure. I'll see what I can do. But if not tomorrow, then I'll just go on Tuesday, like I said originally, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That's those will be the videos. Anyways, yeah, I'll be seeing you guys later. And, oh, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Turn on post notifications, share with your friends, your family, whoever. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.